today Eurasia Diary has a big honor to speak with UNHCR Representative to Azerbaijan, Mr. Furio De Angelis, who is going to finish his mission just in a few days, and soon he will leave our country. So we met to make some conclusion of his mission here in Azerbaijan. Thank you, Angelis, for your time, for your kindly agreement to answer some questions.
Thank you. Thank you to you.
So 2 years ago, in 2016, you were appointed to the position to work here with a mission in Azerbaijan. So maybe before your departure to Azerbaijan, you had some idea about the situation with refugees and IDP in the country. And when you arrived, how did your expectations match with the reality?
Well, thank you for your question and the time you are giving me to give some reflection on the time I've spent here in Azerbaijan, my 2 years of work as representative of UNHCR. Certainly when I came, I was well aware that Azerbaijan has had an important and a very serious problem with the IDPs situation since the time of the conflict on Nagorno-Karabakh, and this is from the very beginning of the new democratic Azerbaijan. And this is certainly a situation which is very close to the heart and the minds of UNHCR, because it's a situation of displacement. And the government has done so much and has put resources and energies in trying to alleviate and improve the living conditions of IDPs. And we have seen it recently, with just a few days ago, with the latest constructions of housing apartments for more than 1,000 families in the Karadağ district here in Baku, where more than 1,000 IDPs families found the living conditions given by the government. But certainly the solution of the displacement, of the internal displacement in Azerbaijan, is a solution which is linked to the conflict. And UNHCR is not part of the political solution to the conflict. As you know, there is an international mechanism which is managed and which is chaired by the Minsk group through the OSCE, but UNHCR presence and UNHCR support to the government here is a reminder to the international community that a solution is urgent. A solution based on a peaceful resolution of the conflict is urgent, because displacement has been very long and people have the right to return home as soon as possible.
How can you describe generally this period you worked here? Maybe you launched some specific programs, maybe something was special to tell our audience?
Well, I would like to first of all describe it as a period of great cooperation and great work together with the government. I want to take this opportunity to really express my appreciation to all different government departments, from the Cabinet of Ministers, from relevant ministries to government department, state committees, the Office of the Ombudsman, different academic institutions, other university, Baku University, and many others. And now if I list them, I'm concerned I will leave someone out, but certainly we have done a lot of work together, and we have put in place certain areas and mechanisms, and we have really trying to open up roads for improving the situation of the IDPs and also the refugees in the country. UNHCR is dealing also with refugees coming from other countries who are reaching Azerbaijan in order to seek protection and safety from other conflicts in the region and also faraway areas. And I have to appreciate the work I've done with State Migration Service and other government departments to try to improve the asylum system that exists in Azerbaijan, and also trying to give more possibility, more chances to the refugees in Azerbaijan to have access to services, to trying to improve their capacity to locally integrate and be able to sustain themselves and their families through productive work. So I want to say that a lot of work has been put in place, and I'm sure that there are the conditions for this work to mature to a situation to which not only the asylum system will be improved, but most importantly, refugees will be able to be productive in the country and also be able to remain here and sustain themselves and their families.
How do you think, how is Azerbaijan dealing with the process of receiving refugees from different countries if the country has more than 1 million refugees and IDPs because of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict?
Certainly, as I said from the very beginning, the conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh remains the most important issues Azerbaijan is facing from the very beginning. And the conflict, as a protracted conflict, has been going on for too long. UNHCR, as I said, is not part of the political mechanism to find a political solution to the conflict. But our presence and our advocacy and our support to the government's program for improving the living conditions of IDPs, it's certainly a testimony of the importance that the international community gives to the urgent and early solution to this conflict through peaceful and compromised solutions. The work that we are doing together with the State Committee for IDPs and also the cooperation we had with the Office of the Ombudsman, for instance, in trying to raise awareness on sexual and gender-based violence in certain communities of IDPs, is also a symbolic support to the government's effort to improve living conditions, and in the meantime to maintain the awareness of the international community's alert that this conflict should not be forgotten, and this conflict has to find a solution after so many years of a solution for the IDPs after so many years of displacement.
Usually in media we speak only about refugees and IDPs that were caused by Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, but we know that there are refugees from different countries. Could you tell us about the statistics, from what countries, what the reason, and how many?
Certainly, Azerbaijan, as I said, is also a country which receives refugees from other countries in the region and also from other regions who are coming to Azerbaijan to seek safety and protection from other conflicts. And so this is very important, and this goes to the credit of Azerbaijan, who has an asylum system in place, keeps the border open for people who are coming to the country seeking asylum. The cooperation we are having for refugee protection with the State Migration Service from this point of view is very important, is exemplary, and I think that we are working together, and I think that we are putting a very solid basis of cooperation in place in order to, as I said, improving certain areas of the asylum systems which are necessary, especially from the legislative point of view. Certain amendments in the legislations are necessary. But also, most importantly, we are working with State Migration Service to improve the possibility for refugees who are living in Azerbaijan to be productive elements of the society, so that are not to be seen as a burden to the country, but actually if they are allowed to work, they will be able to contribute, because refugees also bring their own resources, they bring their skills, their capacity. Most importantly, they bring their eagerness to live in the society which hosts them and contribute to the development of the society. So if allowed to flourish, refugees will do well not only for themselves, but also and especially for the society, for the communities in which they are hosted. And I really believe that with the good cooperation that we have in this moment with the government department and most importantly state migration services, this is possible.
From what country Azerbaijan receives the biggest number of refugees?
Largest number of refugees in Azerbaijan are coming from Afghanistan, which is, as we know, yes, as we know, is also a country which has a very long, protracted conflict. Other refugees are coming from Chechnya, from Iran, but we are receiving refugees also from other countries, from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, from the subcontinent. So there is a variety of people who are coming to Azerbaijan for certain reasons. Not all these reasons are related to refugee status. That's why the work we are doing together with State Migration Service is to identify among all the foreigners who are coming to Azerbaijan seeking protection, identifies who are the genuine refugees. And together with State Migration Service, we are doing that, and we are separating and we are protecting the real refugees and distinguishing them from the people who are coming for other reasons.
You mentioned the cooperation of UNHCR with government structures and other international organizations. But what is the situation with the cooperation with NGOs and the civil society sector?
It's very important because the work of UNHCR is not absolutely possible to be seen in isolation. I said, of course, we are working very closely with the government because UNHCR is a UN agency. We are an intergovernmental agency. That means we are working with governments, through governments, in support of government actions. But again, without the relations and the support with the civil society, also the work of UNHCR will not be effective. So I praise very much, and I am very pleased to have had several projects together, and also be in contact with the academic institutions, with other universities, with the Baku universities, in which we cooperated together in trying to raise awareness and inform the students of the importance of the supporting refugees around the world. As you know, refugee movements is a global phenomenon. It's happening everywhere in the world now, and there are important processes that are taking place in this moment, which aim at creating a more orderly and a more organized system to react and to respond to refugee movements. There is a process which will bring the next General Assembly resolution to approve the Global Compact on Refugees, which is again is a model in which the international community will be able to respond better and more coordinated, with more international solidarity and responsibility sharing to the problem of refugees. And certainly Azerbaijan will have a role to play in it, because Azerbaijan is a country that knows displacement, receives refugees, has an asylum system in place, so he has all conditions to be an important contributor to the process of the Global Compact on Refugees.
And the last question, it's very interesting to find out more about your plans for the future. What will be your next destination? What country?
Well, I have to say that I've done 30 years of work with UNHCR, so I'm actually taking my retirement. I will retire from UNHCR and I will return to my home country and to my home place, which is Rome in Italy. Certainly I will remain active. I have a number of ideas in my mind, but certainly, first of all, I will maybe take some rest and spend some time with my family. But the issues which we are dealing with and have dealt with in my 30 years of international civil servant time are very big, and they cannot be forgotten so easily. So I hope certainly that I will find a way to remain active and engaged in this area.
Thank you so much for your interesting answers, and I had a big pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you.
And we, journalists of Eurasia Diary, wish you good luck and success in your future. And maybe when you will come again to Azerbaijan, maybe as a tourist, we will meet you again with great pleasure.
Thank you very much. It's been also for me a pleasure to cooperate a few times with the Eurasia Diary Press, and certainly I think I will return to Azerbaijan because I've been here 2 years and I have found that this is a very interesting country. And I have known it as a professional, but I will also know it as only as a tourist. And it will be my pleasure.
What did you like best in Azerbaijan? What will you miss? Maybe some particular things?
I have to say, and this is true, that Azerbaijan is as it is because of its people. And the politeness and the welcoming and the warmth of the people is really coloring the country from all the different regions, and that's probably its best resource.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to you.